Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Rosie, and you are watching UNA, the show where you, the fans, get to ask your favorite artist anything you want. And today we are so excited to have our favorite Jersey boys in the house, the Jonas Brothers. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yay, so excited. You guys performed last night, right?
We did on the OMA Awards. Very exciting new award show. Targeting online musicians and acts, and I guess not exclusively that, but just recognizing their work online.
And it was a great reaction, I heard.
Oh. Yeah, it was cool.
How was it performing on there? It was cool?
It was cool. We did kind of like a broken down feel to, some of the songs, kind of acoustic, and had the band with us a little bit. It was nice.
Yeah, I saw a little snippet of it on Vine, actually. And I saw you actually Vined with the other bros,
the Hanson brothers. Yeah, we met the Hanson brothers officially yesterday, believe it or not, for the first time.
That is awesome.
And really nice guys, really cool guys, and we took a bunch of pictures and vines and stuff like that.
Future tour? Band of Brothers? No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe it wouldn't count it out, but I think we actually have a show coming up together this summer.
Oh, really?
We're on the same festival, the Mixtape Festival in
It's
Pennsylvania.
just starting. It's going to be awesome.
We will see.
All right, so remember, if you want to ask them anything, you can go to our Facebook page, post a question, or just go and hashtag MCUNA on Twitter. Okay, we're going to get into the fan questions because this is all about the fans.
Right.
And they want to ask you everything. Ready? The first one is from Katie. What kind of things make you uncomfortable? Awkward moments?
I don't know. Things that make us uncomfortable. We felt pretty bad for Miss Utah. And
Yes.
so
that
we
uncomfortable.
felt pretty uncomfortable when that happened. It was funny, but it also super uncomfortable.
But it wasn't you.
Yeah,
But
well,
you feel the pain.
you feel the pain. We were part of the show, so we kind of had to see her and be backstage. And Nick was on stage with her, so
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's kind of
That's the second time we performed. We performed at Miss Teen USA when South Carolina
had her moment.
Then we performed this year, and this happened again. So I don't know.
So maybe it's you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Might be.
It very well might be.
That is a little bit awkward, but you know what? I'm sure your moral support helped her.
There.
Okay, so Li Lai Lai, interesting name, wants to
Li
know,
Lai Lai.
who's your favorite Avenger?
Avenger. Iron Man's amazing.
Iron Man's pretty awesome.
I also like Green Arrow.
Captain America is pretty
His
awesome.
body was pretty awesome.
Just,
Excuse me, though. Nothing to do with you.
it's not really the reason that I liked him, but that can be yours.
well.
I just like how patriotic it is, the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right.
America.
That's pretty cool. America! All right, so Katia wants to know if you can say something in Spanish. Oh,
Hola.
it's Katia.
¿Cómo estás?
Buenos
estás?
días.
Bien.
Hola, Katia.
And that's where that ends. All right.
Well, that's where we get.
No, can you order
Can
in
you speak
Spanish?
Spanish?
Yes.
No.
So,
So
okay,
what can
you're
you
at
teach
your
us?
favorite Spanish restaurant. Hola, ¿cómo están?
Give me a moment here.
You can do this. Order for me. I don't know anything in English.
Enchiladas with mole? Con mole? Is that right?
Okay, sí,
Enchiladas
con
con
mole.
mole.
Nailed it.
Con gas.
Nailed it.
Qué
Agua con
bueno.
gas.
Agua con gas. That's, you have to know that one.
Ah, very good. ¿Y quieren un vino o quieren...
Cerveza?
Una cerveza, okay.
Más cerveza.
Qué bueno, sí. You guys could totally defend yourselves here.
Yeah.
We know how to order
That's all you
enchiladas
need to
and beer,
know.
so we're
That's
good
all
to
you need know,
go.
my
We'll
friend.
survive for a few days.
That's all you need to know, my friend. Okay, so Vanessa wants to know, what would you guys describe your personality as? Nick? Serious?
No, not super serious. I think, the way I describe my personality is it's really thoughtful. Just thoughtful.
I like
Nice.
it.
Okay.
I describe my personality as
Pensive?
easygoing.
Easygoing, okay. I can see
Yeah.
that.
Oh man, my personality
Like a little dove, Kev.
like a little dove.
These questions are always so hard to answer. Like, answer them about yourself.
I
Because you
know.
don't want to, like, be like, well...
I'm a
this
really
is
nice
how
guy.
I
I'm
Like,
the
no, you're
best.
not.
myself.
Extremely
great.
strong.
Yeah, it's just like, how do you
Extremely strong.
answer that without sounding...
Sounding cocky.
How would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as a ball of energy
Okay.
released into the world.
Not a square.
Not at all.
No angles.
No
Just
angles.
small.
There's 0 angles.
Just
No
small,
corners, no
darling.
corners.
Okay. Katie Murphy wants to know. It sounds really important, Katie Murphy. Your name wants to know. What are your favorite accents?
Favorite accent?
Spanish.
Yeah.
The Spanish, Sofia Vergara Spanish, or
Absolutely.
Spanish like from the hood? Like, which
Definitely,
one?
I'm gonna lean towards Sophia.
Okay, yeah, that is sexy.
But
French is pretty awesome too.
French
Yes,
is
he's Drew.
very nice. You know, I'm gonna
British?
go over
Nobody
those.
likes British?
Italian's also like passionate.
Oh, that's
you know.
true. I just went to Italy. It's amazing, and you feel like they're yelling at each other, but they're actually just having a conversation. It's
No,
pretty cool.
they're yelling.
Oh, okay.
Always yelling.
Yeah, because you guys are Italians,
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, we are.
Jersey Italians. Oh, actually, Tony Soprano.
Yeah,
Here?
it's sad.
Yeah.
That is terrible. He's our hero for
Yeah.
Jersey. Well, I don't know. For Jersey, everybody was watching The Sopranos all the time,
Yeah.
and
Really,
reruns.
really sad. To his
Yeah.
family and friends, our
Our
condolences.
heart goes
Definitely.
out, seriously. Okay, so Emily asks, do you have a favorite song from your first album, It's All About Time?
That record was our first record, so you know, a lot of rookie mistakes, I'd say.
Really? Do you look at it like that?
No, I don't look at it negatively. I'm just I'm thinking we've grown a lot since then. So
Yeah.
if I could do it again, I'd probably change a few things about it. But it's all part of the growth. There was a song called "You Just Don't Know It" that we wrote with Desmond Child. I think is a great song. Love
Close
that
to your
one.
heart.
Yeah.
Might want to reproduce it one day and try it again now that we've all grown a bit and had time to work on our craft.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So you guys can definitely look forward to that one, right? And let's talk about the label, because you guys parted ways with Hollywood Records,
Yeah.
right? And you're going at it by yourselves without the machine.
We are. It's an exciting time. We were able to lead the label with our masters and our old content, which is incredible. And now we're just kind of out on this journey doing it ourselves. And we have a great team around us that we've put in place. But we're honored that our fans have been able to stick with us and stick by us, and being able to be our own bosses essentially, and make the music we want to make and do the things we want to do. It's been wonderful.
I could imagine a little nerve-wracking or fearful,
You know,
or
I
just
think
empowering.
what's more nerve-wracking is feeling like you don't have all the freedom you need as an artist, and it was important for us to take those steps to have that freedom, both creatively and with the way we release the music. And we've really been able to do that now in this new chapter, and thankful that the fans are on the journey with us.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You guys tweeted that you were gonna. Well, you tried to get back together beforehand, and then thought no, it wasn't right.
Yeah.
Why? What was
Well, we
that
always
energy
made
like?
the decision to get back together was there. It's just
Yeah.
getting in the studio and working on music again. We felt like we needed a little bit more time away.
That's interesting. So tell me, what are you working on in the new album, though?
The new album is actually done.
The whole thing?
The whole thing's done.
Really?
And it's, we're sort of in promotion time right now. We got the new single, First Time, just came out. Very excited about that. And about to take off on tour in a couple weeks. And then the record will come at the beginning of the fall.
And then you have the video for Pom Pom.
Video for Pom Pom. We just finished the video for First Time in
Oh,
Vegas.
already? That's awesome.
Which was a lot of fun. It was the concept is basically us and our closest friends having a good time in Vegas, and we kind of shot it ourselves with a film crew as well. But I think it'll be my favorite video we've done yet.
Yay! And I saw for Pom Pom, I know you were sick for the shoot.
Yes, yeah, that did happen. That was wonderful.
I mean, you played it off really well on the
Thank
video.
you. You just gotta stand up
High
and do
drama.
High drama. You
I
gotta
mean,
stand
you were
up
like,
and do what you
and
gotta
then
do.
you really just wanted to throw up on the
Yeah,
mic.
crawfish is tough sometimes.
Okay, rumor alert, are you ready? Clear it up. Is it true that Wedding Bells was for Miley Cyrus? Just say yes or no.
It's
Or it could
pretty.
be.
It's pretty self-explanatory. It's about if anyone dove into the lyrics and tried to figure it out, it'd be pretty easy to figure it out. Which is part of the thing I think that we were talking about when we said we need that freedom.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, as an artist, I feel a responsibility, and I know Kevin and Joe do as well, to capture a moment in time, right, and make sure that you tell the story that needs to be told in that moment. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it carries over into the rest of your life after that moment is done.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that you have to say, and the fact that it lives on forever because it's on a record
Yeah.
is different, but you know, it's an important moment to express what was going on in my life and a change that happened, and you know, it's a song that I love and I'm proud of.
Oh, that's great. So this shift from, can we call you the old Jonas Brothers to the new Jonas Brothers?
Sure.
This intentional
Why not?
shift. Do you think this break has helped shift the way the album was gonna look for now, like creatively, as opposed to people telling you this doesn't sound right, you shouldn't really talk about that?
Yeah, I think the break was definitely necessary.
Yeah.
I just think taking time to grow and to learn a lot about ourselves and the world we live in, and then be able to talk about that in our music and feel the freedom to talk about it was necessary. And you know, it was also 4 records in 4 years.
Dude, I know, like
A lot of
like,
music. So
where
we
you
needed
didn't
some
even
time.
live yet. You didn't even get to live. That's what
Yeah.
happened, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly, but you know, we did, and now we have a record we're really proud of with some real depth, both in what we're talking about and just the sound overall.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so we're gonna go into some fan questions. Remember, you can post any fan question you want on our Facebook page, or just go to Twitter and hashtag MCUNA. 1D wants to know, Nick, do you have a favorite song on the album?
Yeah, I think so. It changes every week. I'll pick two for now. There's one called Sandbox,
Okay.
which
about?
I love. It's about a lot of things, but it's mostly about the concept is, you know, I need to search for my heart I lost in the sandbox.
Oh.
So the thing about loss of innocence and sort of opening your eyes to the world and just being a bit more broad in your understanding, and it's kind of like a jazz approach to the production, which is cool. And so there's that one, a song called "The World," which I think we all love.
It's my
And
favorite
what's
as
that
well.
about? Tell me.
It is.
It's a little political, and I think it's a little bit about everything that we deal with on a daily basis living in this amazing world, but
Yeah.
it can also
Celebrity
be...
world?
No, not so much. Just kind of like just everything that we are kind of surrounded by everywhere, especially in the States. You know, there's a lot of some key moments in the song I love the most is like you look at anything from a television to your car. It's not even made in the States, so it's like kind
Ooh,
of
you're right.
so it's kind of talking about how we're affected by everything else that goes on.
You're very political and Chinese and factories. And okay, that's good. I like that. That's good. Okay, so Saley asks, what inspired you to write Neon? It's pure eargasm. Woo! Sexy.
Neon. Neon, Joe and I took a trip to London, and Kevin had some responsibilities
Yeah.
for his TV show, so he couldn't join us on that trip. But Joe and I went to London with a guy we co-wrote a lot of the record with,
Yeah.
just because we needed to change the scenery for the creative process. And we went into the studio there and spent about 2 or 3 days there and just really kind of opened up some doors. And Neon was inspired by a lot of current music, I think, which was great for us because in our previous records we always looked to the past. But with Neon we sort of were listening to the radio a bunch in the UK and sort of hearing what they had going on, and we're really inspired by it. So it's a song all about just needing a sign, needing some direction, and using neon as the metaphor to get you that. So it's neon, you know, burn up the sky just like a fantasy where all that I can see is neon. Give me a sign. Really, really cool concept and song that I'm really excited about.
Oh,
Great
that's
song.
cool.
And we
You're
just
really
released
talking-
a preview of it on our app.
Yeah.
So that's why people have heard it, like a minute and a half preview.
an app. What's it called?
Yeah, we
Jonas Brothers app.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
launched the Jonas Brothers app. It's like everything you'd ever need in one place. You know, we've got our tickets for our tour. We've got, you know, interaction with us, our own personal videos, different things that you can't get anywhere else. So they're just solely right there. It's really great.
Yeah, that's very clever. You're the only one that I've ever interviewed with their own app. Cheers. Okay, so Demetria asks, in the new album, are there songs that you wrote many years ago?
Wow.
Not really. No,
No,
majority,
everything's new.
The majority of this record was done in the last like 2 years, and we've dove into just being able to create a new sound for ourselves. And Nick producing this, it kind of changed a lot of what the style was. So we wrote quite a bit of songs in the last 3 years, but the ones that are on the record, the majority are actually the ones that we recently wrote. So we wrote as we recorded.
That's awesome. And different, too. You guys are definitely just new chapter. That's it. Closing that book.
It's kind of like you close one, like you said, and you're opening another one.
I love it. So Sophie asks, will Kerosene and Buena Vida be on the album?
I'm not sure. I don't think they will, but they were an important part of the journey, and that's the one thing that I think is important for our fans to understand is because we get excited in the studio, we'll tweet things out and we'll sort of do things just for buzz or whatever, but each song that we write on the way to get to the ones that we feel are the best for the record are still a part of it. So even if they don't make the cut for the album, in our minds as what the piece of work should be, they were important to get us to that place. Yeah. So songs like Buena Vida and Kerosene, there's another one called Meet You in Paris that we might do something with, but for this collection of songs that we feel is the record, those were more stepping stones to get us to that place. Yeah. So
who's the big boss here? Who cuts songs all the time?
I think it's definitely a collective group, and then Nick being the producer on this album, produced the whole thing, definitely had very strong voice in the direction of things as well. But it was always been a democracy, and we always worked together to make it the best it can be, and we all kind of had a collective vision for what this should be. So what we came out with, I think, is exactly where we wanted it.
Oh, that's so great. You guys are brothers and you're so good to each other. Nobody fights because I have 4 of us, 4 girls, and we fight all the time.
We definitely fight, but it's just that, it's not that we're down each other's throats. We have a different kind of respect for each other, I think, with having the band is another part of the relationship.
That's awesome. You guys ever say no, that line is stupid? Don't say that. That's crazy.
We do that. Yeah. But the thing to understand too is we've been doing this for 10 years now.
Yeah.
So just like in another work environment, if you've been working with someone for that long, you'd be willing to be no, it's this or it's this, and sort of emotions are gone.
You learn to accept you know that we're not all the same. So it's. You learn to accept that over time and how to work with that.
Because you'd be oh, dude, that's stupid. Oh, is it stupid? All right, cool. We won't do it.
Yeah, you brush it off.
Oh, you guys
we all have pretty thick skin, too.
Oh. Well, I guess you have to after being a celebrity for such a long time, right?
And just having brothers that like to, go at each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you make each other stronger. Because there's nothing else that anybody could say that you haven't said to each other, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
You're ugly, pimple face. Whatever.
It's a regular.
Oh, we say that every day. Okay. So Nick wants to know, what's your most inspiring song off the album?
Most inspiring song off the album? It's probably different for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's...
Sandbox is a great story that Nick wrote, and the storytelling of it definitely has that that growth in it, not only in the songwriting but also about the person in the song. So I think that one's for sure. But also Neon. It really is Neon. It really you feel better after you listen to that song.
Oh, that's good.
It's really cool.
Inspiring.
Yes.
I think it is pretty inspiring. It reminds me of a modern day Higher Love. Remember that song, Steve Winwood song?
Yeah.
So it's obviously way different sounding, but just in my mind, it's kind of a 2013 version of that, and that song always made me feel alive and encouraged.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're going to go into your personal lives. I mean, not too deep. Relax. So you were on Broadway. You actually started off on Broadway, which I didn't know that you just started off on Broadway, and then you guys formed the band.
Yeah.
Is it your first love?
Yeah, I think performing in general is, and the fact that the Broadway stage you can sing, dance, and act all on one stage and be in front of an audience is an amazing thing, and it's one of the only platforms you can do that on. So that's why I fell in love with it at such a young age. But then coming back to it last year with How to Succeed was a dream come true, and it's such a great show. Had a lot of fun doing it. Before that, Les Mis in London and Hairspray out in Los Angeles.
That's
so,
amazing.
Happy to be back in that world, and they embraced me with open arms, which was great, knowing that that's where I came from. So if there's another thing that comes up, I'd love to do it. Maybe write a show next.
Wow, really? That's awesome. Tony Award. Okay. So how did it feel actually seeing that big, humongous poster out there? Was it 45th Street?
45th.
Yeah, I remember walking.
I think it was so big.
It was humongous. It was crazy.
It's overwhelming. It's actually, I was nervous every day.
No.
Not for the show, not to perform, because that was easy. It was.
Okay.
It's just a lot of responsibility, you know.
Pressure?
Being above a title on a show like that is a lot of pressure, and it requires a lot from you, both on the stage every night, but everywhere else. And you know, there are 140 other people affected by you and the show every night. So
It was like you carried the show, though, because I know little girls definitely who do not care about Broadway wanted to go see you.
that's what was so fun is bringing a new audience into theater like that, and a similar way with Les Mis and things over in London. You know, that show had been running for 25 years when I came and did it for a few months, and it had a completely new audience, people with a new respect for it, and it had been there since before they were born, but they loved the show.
Yeah, that's great. Should have been in the movie. Jeez. All right. Well, maybe next time. All right, Jonas, am I talking to a man in love with me? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. The fans have been talking about this girl, Blanda. I don't even know who she is, okay?
Okay.
Tell us about this. Who is she? Where did she come from? Is she nice?
Her name's Blonda.
Blonda, you see? I don't even know how to say
She's
She's
very
good.
nice.
She's very nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, it's personal life stuff, but yeah, we've been dating for quite a while, and I'm happy.
Yeah, they're asking, like, if you're going to get married, but don't go into that. That's, like, way too much information. All right, so you've released an album. How was that? Were you nervous without your brothers on stage?
Yeah, absolutely. There was times that it was definitely nerve-wracking. You're so used to having a core group of people to be on stage with that can kind of take over, and if you have a sick day or you're tired or you're just wanting to kind of lay back on a song or go grab some water on stage and there's no one else to talk, you're like, it was a thing to get used to, and I did a lot of traveling to do the promotion for that record, and I'm very happy with what I released, and you know, I'm you know, it's one of those doors that will always be there that I can go back to, and but this is kind of where my heart's at, so I'm happy to do this again with them.
Oh, actually, you had a band too, musically, right?
I did like a side project. It wasn't like a solo deal, I guess it was more of a side project.
Yeah.
It was really fun though. It was called Nick Jonas the Administration. Released the record in 2010, made it in 2009. It's sort of a blue-eyed soul 70s style kind of rock record.
That was just like something I did, and then you shelved it, and thank God you did it.
I did a tour, and it was basically me and a couple guys from the New Power generation. A guitar player that played with John Mayer for a while, and then producer and bassist John Fields. So it was a really cool band, and we had a lot of fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
And Mr. Reality Star, which everybody's obsessed with. Everybody watches it. You know that, right?
Well, thank you.
Isn't
That's
it
awesome.
weird?
It is
Everybody
weird
knows
that people
everything
watch it
about
and find it interesting. I gotta be
I love
honest.
it.
Thank you. It's cool. It's been a lot to do a show like that. You know, having cameras in your life all the time is nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it does take a lot because you have to kind of be aware and be on all the time, and then at a certain point, you kind of just have to let life happen, and then you watch things back and you're like, whoa, I can't believe that was on TV, you know, or will be on TV, and so it definitely has its moments, but it's been a good experience so far.
Why put it out there?
You know, it was something.
Whose decision? Did
it was an
someone come
opportunity.
to you?
Well, it was an opportunity. I was having meetings with E and with Ryan Seacrest Productions and Ryan, and we were talking, and then they, you know, we were talking about the idea, and then I was like, oh, let me go back to Danny, and we talked to her a little bit, and so we talked about it, and we're like, all right, you know, let's do a pilot, let's see how it feels, and then it felt good, and once we got picked up for a season, you know, we did the season, and you know, we learned a lot about each other, and it's not saying that it's not hard. I definitely understand why couples, you know, split after doing a reality show.
Why?
Because it's like you don't have the time to yourselves, and then in your own private world you don't have time and you can't just be, you know, hanging out on a couch just watching TV together and just like kind of vegging out. You kind of have to be on, and it's not your relationship is no longer what it was before. So I understand that, and people start becoming people that they're not because of the TV, and so it was nice to be able to stick to who we were in this and really try to do that. And I think that's why we're still okay, and the shows did well. And I think people could relate to it because we weren't trying to be anything we weren't.
I know.
We were real, and as real as we could be in these moments.
Like Danny definitely had like a hard time with it.
Yeah, no,
first.
it's not. This is not her, first choice in the
right?
in entertainment business.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's not the first choice. It's just that it's not where she probably saw her life going. And
Yeah.
it did, and she was trooper through it, and it was fun, and it was nice to have my family and her family be a part of it, and that actually really helped a lot.
I know. I feel like her dad needs his own show.
He could. Bucky's a great guy. He's funny
he's
for
awesome.
sure. Yeah.
But second season, she's totally okay now.
Yeah, she's definitely much more like. It takes time, like anything, to get used to it. New job, new circumstances, and this was a new circumstance, and so just getting used to it and moving forward.
And actually, it's recording everything that's happening with you guys too, and how when you got on stage again at Radio City, you got emotional. Why so emotional?
Well, it's a big deal to go back and still have those people there. To be able to come back for after that meant that long and be able to perform again and create new music together. Not only as brothers but as a band, it really does. It's an encouraging thing, and that we owe it to our fans. Without them, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today. So it's awesome.
For sure. Okay, do you know a Giovanni Lima?
Giovanni Lima.
Gio. He works on your show Sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool, and it's so funny because the guy that I'm dating actually filled in for him a couple of times, and he's like, "Hey, guess where I'm at? Recognize this dog?"
Yeah, there you go.
Isn't that kind of creepy?
That's awesome.
A little creepy though. A little weird.
Our dogs were a big
so funny.
happy moment.
Right.
Small world.
Small world. Everyone seemed to just take our dogs to the next, everywhere with them when they were in the house. It also created some problems because they just ran around everywhere and they're not the greatest when it comes to being potty trained. So
oh no,
it was pretty awful. But
Which means they're not potty trained.
Yeah.
who has time for that when you have a music career?
Well,
and
it's like they. It's awful. Whatever.
What? Tell me what?
It's
This
like
is
they can
real
go.
stuff.
No,
This
they
is
can
for
go
real.
outside when they want to, but then they just choose not to.
Oh,
It's just awful.
because they're in a mansion, darling. They have
Well,
many
well,
spots
that's
where they
awful.
can go poop and pee with no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna transition into fan questions. Okay.
Great.
Remember, you can go on our Facebook
never
page
asked.
or go on Twitter and hashtag MCUnit. Yolanda asks, do you want more tattoos? Who has
Maybe.
tattoos here? Oh, of course.
We all do.
Oh, you guys all do. I don't even know. How many each?
1, 2, 3. I have 4.
You're like, let me count right now.
I'm 2.
2?
I just have one.
All right. You're young and though. All right, so Sandra asks, who in music and acting inspires you to do what you do? Oh, do you have anybody you look up to?
Lots of people.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder. For me personally, Freddie Mercury, Mick Jagger.
Oh, interesting. Why?
Obviously the Beatles. I think just for them as frontmen of bands, those have done such an incredible job and
And they're still relevant, right?
extreme vocalists. Yeah, some of the musicians we love are still relevant to the day. I mean, U2 and Bono is like the guy's still amazing and acts like it's no big deal. So we still look up to quite a few.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about you?
A lot of what Joe said. I'm a big country music fan as well, like Johnny Cash and the older guys. And but I love the Beatles. A band that just was able to change and go with their journeys and album to album. It's pretty incredible.
Beatles and
Elvis Costello, Prince, Johnny Cash, Stevie Wonder. Those are my top 4. And then some modern stuff as well. Some stuff I'm really liking at the moment.
that's awesome. Like what?
C2C. It's cool. Band of Horses. This guy Michael Kiwanuka, love
I
him.
don't know who that is.
Really great British guy, a singer-songwriter.
I will Google him.
Yeah,
You're gonna
so-
have to spell that for me.
I will.
For sure. Okay, Monica asks, I'm super excited for the film Careful What You Wish For. Nick, what can you tell us about the movie?
Movie's intense. It's really intense. It's really sexual thriller.
Out of your comfort zone or no?
Slightly. I mean, but in a good way. I think,
Yeah?
as my first feature, I really wanted to step out of the box and do something that had me in a different light than anyone had ever seen me before. And this story is really incredible, and it's all about basically this extreme set of circumstances happening in kind of an unassuming small town, and how people react, how humans react, and just what happens, and it's driven by lust and love and all those things, and kind of drives the characters to do some crazy
What's the
stuff.
difference between movies and theater? Is it
Uh,
weird?
It is. The transition's interesting because in theater you have 2.5 to 3 hours where you do the whole story as an arc on one stage, and it all happens right there. And with film, it's in pieces, and you have to go in and out of different emotions and feelings. And in a role like the one I just played, I'm pretty intense for most of the movie, and so you spend 12 to 14 hours on set every day.
Yeah.
And that can easily become your reality.
Ooh.
Because you're awake for that time, and you're asleep. You're trying to
Oh,
sleep
were
the
you
rest
like
of the time.
having nightmares about the stuff that you were doing that day?
Yeah, it's just you kind of it's easy to become consumed by it. So I tried to have friends and guys fly out as much as possible just to come hang.
Like, keep me sane. I'm crazy.
You know, I was on set every day too, so it was no joke as far as the schedule goes.
Oh gosh, now you made me scared to be a movie star. My career's over. Okay, so where can we find you guys next?
We are hitting the road July 10th in Chicago. We go back on tour. We're really looking forward to it. And we'll be gone all summer. And then just make sure to come see us in your local market. And and the album will be coming very soon. Our fans hate that word soon. But it will be coming out
In the fall?
in the fall.
Yes.
Early fall.
Okay, well, expect that. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you for
chatting
having
with
us.
us. We had
Thank
such
you
a
so
great
much.
time.
fun.
And I'm going to try to Vine with them right now. But before we do that, you have to sign the couch.
All right.
Yeah.
On the couch.
Sign the couch, whatever
Purple
color you
rain
guys
for me.
want.
Sounds good.
Yeah.